Hey everyone, it's the Real Core Life. Let's talk about something. So, a lot of you know that my wife is in Minnesota for her getting her job training. So, we talk every day on the phone, and she tells me certain things about how people act and stuff, mostly from the customers. I used to work retail. I didn't mind it, depending on the customers. But I've never had heard this story before. And she told me that there was a couple mothers that came in, not at the same time, but separately, and they had kids. Well, the mothers were on their phones or off doing something else in the store. Well, they were not paying attention to the kids. They were either on their phone or off somewhere else. Didn't really care what their kids did. Well, one mother had two kids, and the store had candles in it. The kids picked the candles up and threw them at each other. But apparently that wasn't the kids' fault. And it wasn't up to the mom to watch their kid when they're in the store. That was supposed to be the people in the store, apparently, the workers, the managers. Well, if you think that, you have something wrong in your head. Because that child is yours, not the employees, not the managers. They didn't raise your child. Why don't you be a parent? Get off your phone. Stop thinking you have to have the next best dress or whatever, and think you have to put your attention solely on that product. Stop. That's not being a good parent. Discipline your kids. Don't be afraid to spank. Please. Spanking is not abusing. It's not funny when your kids misbehave. Stop thinking that. I've came across that. It's not funny at all. Grab a hold of your kids. Make sure they're next to you the entire time. There was another mother that almost lost her child. Because again, she was on her phone, not paying attention, or she was in a totally different part of the store. And she told her kid to stay by her purse so no one took her purse while she was off in a different area. Didn't even see her kid. After a while, a guy tried taking off with her child. Oh, but is that the mother's fault? No. Again, it's the employees and the manager's fault for not watching her child, not babysitting her child. When has it become businesses' priorities to watch your kids? It is not. It is your own. That is your child. That is your boy, your girl, whatever. I don't care if it's a freaking puppy. That's yours. Take care of it. Watch it. It is not up to the business to watch your child. And then don't blame or don't get upset when you have to pay for a product that your kids broke, because you don't want to pay for it because it's the fault of the companies for having candles there. They're trying to sell those candles to make a profit. And now, since you got caught not paying attention to your kid, you got child services called on you. Because guess what? You weren't paying attention. You're being a horrible mother. So actually pay attention to your kids. Ignore the other shit. Be parents. Stop thinking your kid running around a store is funny. Your kid could trip someone. Stop thinking your kid running around a restaurant is funny. Your kid could trip a waitress trying to serve hot food. Are you going to blame the waitress for tripping over your kid and spilling hot food all over your kids or someone else and hurting them? No, that should be you, not anybody else. You're the one that's thinking it's funny because your kid's misbehaving. Where has the discipline gone these days? When I was a kid and misbehaved, I got my ass spanked hard. And I knew better to do it the next time. And it hasn't made me dislike authority or dislike the cops or anything else. It's called you respect your parents. Yeah, I wasn't the greatest kid. I did some stuff. But I grew up knowing better and knowing that I can't get my way all the time. Unlike kids these days that think they're entitled to everything. So when I heard these stories, they struck a nerve. And I've been hearing lots and lots of people doing this. I even see it out in public. Go to a store, a kid's misbehaving. What do they get? They don't get a spanking. They don't get scolded. They get a treat to calm them down just enough so their parents don't have to deal with them or discipline them. Disciplining your child is not a bad thing. They need that to be an actual good person in their life. Stop being lazy and actually be a parent. Don't throw your kid off to somebody else and go, you deal with them. No, it's called being a parent. If you didn't want to be a parent, don't have a child. My wife and I struggle to have kids. We'd love to have your kids if you didn't want them. But, and don't have kids for a tax break. That is the dumbest reason to have kids. You know, I've noticed with a lot of generations are lacking in stuff. A lot of generations don't know what certain things are, especially kids these days. They don't know what certain music is. They think today's music is the best music. Today's music is not the best music. They think today's clothes are all brand new, even though some of them are being reproduced from 80s and 90s clothing styles. Oh, but it's brand new because it's being sold this year. It's not brand new. Kids, when your parents say no, it's been around before, believe them. But teach your kids manners these days. It's getting ridiculous. I've seen kids go into stores like Walmart and stuff and disrespect the employees because their parents aren't around. There was a group of teenagers that were acting like little shits, blaring the radios up in the electronics department. Thought it was funny. Employee would go over there, turn it down, and then the kids would go over there and turn it right back up and laugh. And then when they got caught doing it and got told off, the kids flipped them off. How does that work? How does the doers get to insult or flip the person off that's trying to discipline you or tell you no on stuff? That's right, it was the word no. They didn't like that, so they thought they could do whatever they want because they probably haven't heard the word no before. So screw everyone else, right? It's not how that works. It's getting quite ridiculous anymore. So many misbehaving kids around here. I'm not saying all of them are, but there are a good amount out there that needs discipline, and they're lacking it because their parents don't want to be like their parents and discipline their kids because they might have problems with authority. No, it's called they'll have respect. Stop being lazy. Get off your damn phones. Go play with your kids. Because this is ridiculous. There's too much lazy adults anymore. My dad would go out and play baseball and football with me when I was a kid. It's the same with my mom. You know? Hell, back when I was a kid, I actually went and played with my friends. We didn't go to stores and cause troubles. We didn't play video games all day, especially violent video games all day. Maybe that needs to be stopped too. There's just too much in this world anymore that has a negative impact. And it needs to change. Especially if we hope for good instead of bad. Because right now I'm seeing a lot of bad. So, if you don't like this, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I live in Iowa. And I wish Iowa had a law that Minnesota has, apparently. If you get caught stealing anything in Minnesota, it's a felony charge. I wish Iowa had those things. That law. Maybe more people would stop and think. Because Minnesota's getting tired of shit. There's too many rights for the criminals out there. If you do a crime, you should definitely do the time. Whether it's stealing, killing, anything. You did it, you go to jail. No matter what. Don't take it easy on criminals. Especially if the evidence points true to them. If they were caught red-handed, get them. Don't go easy on them. Criminals these days have too much rights. It's ridiculous if you try and defend yourself. You can get in more trouble than the criminal can. Which is ridiculous. There was apparently quite a few thefts in where my wife is. And they all thought they could get away with it. That, oh, you can't touch me. You can't stop me. You can't do anything. Yeah, they can. they will prosecute. And here in Iowa, it just depends if they want to prosecute. They can if they want to. But a lot of places don't. Which is why a lot of people get away with crap. And this whole don't confront someone stealing, just let them do it, is bullshit. There's so many people that get away if you just let them steal because your company's afraid you might get hurt or offend the person stealing. I don't care if they get offended. Catch their ass. Get them caught. It's ridiculous how much crime's been not put to justice because of some companies' rules. Yeah, you have cameras, but not everybody has cameras, or not every company has working cameras. So how are you supposed to catch them? Oh, by description. Do you know how many people look alike? It's ridiculous. There needs to be a lot of stuff changing. So if you're one of these people that think you can get away with stuff, think again, because eventually you're going to get caught. And if you don't, then somebody wasn't doing their job right. So obey the laws. Don't steal. Laws are out there for a reason. Don't be these assholes in my town that just randomly speeds and runs from the cops because they have something on their record, or they don't want to get caught, or they just think it's funny. Especially because they don't like the cops. Not all cops are bad people. There's some great cops out there. A few months back, there was an accident out here. Person ran into one of our posts right out here. Flipped the car rolled back up on its wheels. Guy ran from the scene, but not before grabbing his kid. He was speeding, doing illegal shit. All this is with his kid in the car. Now, that's definitely bad parenting. And please, if your child is of age, put them in a car seat. Don't have them up front with you or unbuckled in the car seat. They're there for a reason. They're built for a reason. And don't tell the people off that are threatening to call child services because you refuse to be a good parent. It's ridiculous. There's just so much on the topic I could discuss, but then the video would run really long. And I don't want to offend the crybabies out there. So, have a good day. Have a good Thanksgiving. I'll probably be by myself on Thanksgiving, which is fine. But, yeah. Have a good day, and hope you enjoyed this rant. Bye.